Hello, I've never made a YouTube video before, but I wanted to share my experience. Um, I recently just got a hemorrhoidectomy. They took one internal hemorrhoid, lasered it off, and one external hemorrhoid, lasered it off, so two. And I also did a double surgery, so I got an umbilical hernia repair with mesh. I got all these problems when I had my son about 4 years ago, and then I had my daughter about a year and a half ago. So since I had my son, horrible constipation, horrible hemorrhoids, um, just pushing, I guess. I didn't even push that long. I think I pushed for about 8 minutes with him and he popped out, but I guess I was just one of the lucky ones. And so I got my first hemorrhoid there, and then I was constipated until about a year and a half after having him. I don't think breastfeeding helped that whole time, so that hurt really bad being constipated for that long. Then it gave me more hemorrhoids. Then I had my daughter a year and a half ago, and she gave me more hemorrhoids. So I think I had like 3 big ones in total once they checked me. So he said just do both surgeries, knock them out, that's it. I don't know how I got my umbilical hernia, maybe pregnancy, but it was really small, so I just decided to do it so it wouldn't get bigger and I wouldn't have to have emergency surgery if my intestine falls through. So I had surgery Monday at 7 a.m. I was there at 5:30. I was super nervous. I've never had surgery before. My kids' births were, natural. I didn't even have an IB for my second one. So I really don't like hospitals. I don't like anything like that. So I was freaking out and I was crying a lot, and all the nurses were kind of like, calm the fuck down. But I mean, sorry, never had surgery before, so all I could think about was dying under anesthesia. So they rolled me back, and then I was like saying, I'm really sorry if I poop, I'm really sorry if I fart. I don't know what's gonna happen in there when I'm under anesthesia and you guys go in my butt. So they were laughing and they were like, actually, that would be my worst fear too if I was having the surgery. And then I said, you know what, I think I have to pee. And I was in the operating room. There were like 10 nurses. The doctor was there talking to the anesthesiologist. And then the anesthesiologist turned around and he said, too late. And then I remember going like, rude. And then I was out. I didn't feel, when I woke up, I was in excruciating pain from my stomach, from my umbilical hernia. I was literally like, I grabbed the nurse while I was trying to grab him and he kept like dodging me. And I was like, my stomach feels like it's ripping open. Like, please help me. So then he said, I'm going to give you something stronger than morphine. He puts it in my IV. Like 10 minutes later, I'm still screaming. Like, I'm the only one in the after waiting area where they roll you. And they were rolling another person out, and I started screaming again. Like, I'm still in so much pain. Like, it's fucking hurting. And then he goes, okay, I'll give you more. The stronger than morphine, whatever. So once he gave me that, I knocked out for like 2 hours. And then I woke up and I felt fine. I just felt like really sore from my stomach, no pain from my butt. So I told him, I really need to go pee. So he called my husband in, and Andrew helped me into the wheelchair. He stayed with me in the bathroom. I told him that my stomach hurt so bad, and then I got home. They released me at like 11, and I got home and they gave me hydrocodone. So I took 2 hydrocodenes as soon as I got home because they told me don't chase the pain, like just take the medicine constantly. So I took the medicine. I knocked out. When I woke up, my kids were home from school, and my daughter was very confused as to why she couldn't see me, why she couldn't like come in the room and lay with me, and so that was really sad. She was like freaking out, having tantrums. The next day, my butt still didn't hurt. My hemorrhoids still didn't hurt. I would pee. I would get up and pee. I was fine. My stomach hurt so bad on the second day. Like, I was crying a lot. I kept taking the hydrocodeines 2 every 4 hours. And I would sleep a lot. But then when I would wake up, my stomach would hurt so bad. Day 3, my stomach felt better. Just sore, but better than the other days. My hemorrhoids started to feel like a pinching. And I have been taking stool softeners since Monday. So this was Wednesday. I've been taking stool softeners 3 times a day. So Wednesday I thought, oh God, I haven't pooped yet, and I just know it's about to literally tear me apart. So Wednesday night, I took the Marilax, and I said, well, my incisions don't seem so sore, but nothing has passed through. So I took my Marilax, and about midnight, I don't even know why I woke up. I was like, oh my God. My mom was with me, and my husband was sleeping with both the kids in the other room. And I said, Mom, I think I have to poop. And so she was like, come on, let's go, let's go. Like, and then she was like, walk around until it's about to just come out. You don't want to sit. So I was doing that, and then I was like, okay, it's about to come out. So I sit, and I swear it felt like my poop was this huge, and just like right on my butthole, which is like shut practically. And I felt like it was like this huge, just sitting there with the pressure. And then I started crying. I started sweating. I thought, I'm gonna die. This is gonna, make me have hemorrhoids again and tear all my incision apart. So I was standing up and then sitting down, and I felt like a trapped animal. And then my mom was trying to massage my back, and I was holding her hand and crying. So then I get up and I get in the bathtub, and nothing happens. I said, you know what? Just give me the hydrocodone. I'm going to try to go to sleep. Like, it could sit there all night, but I'm not going to push. And I couldn't push because I did try to strain a little bit, which they said absolutely not to. And my umbilical hernia was like hurting. So I was like, okay, let's just not do that. So I took the pills, and I didn't sleep. I just like laid here with the pressure in my butt of the poop. And then the next day I took the Marilax in the morning again, plus a Linzess. It's for IBS, like constipation. And so that morning, my grandma came and brought me tons of food to eat during the week, and my mom was there too. My husband went to work and took the kids to school. And that was Thursday, and it was about 8, and I said, oh God, I have to poop. And I was starting to cry again because I just thought, oh my God, I'm gonna pass out for sure this time. And then I was walking and walking, and then I felt like it was coming, so I sat. And then my grandma and my mom were like holding my hands, and they were like just trying to give me, like, it was just so silly. It's like literally having a baby. And I was like, oh, I could feel it, and then I could just see all this blood dripping in the toilet. And then I was just like, oh my God, like, this is terrible. This is the worst decision of my entire life. And finally a tiny chunk came out. And then I was like, okay, like, it's broke up. It's not like that huge. It's not stuck together anymore. So then I got rid of it. And then a little bit later, it's almost like all of it hit me. All the stool softeners I've been taking, the Linzess, the Marilax, it just started coming out like water. So I pooped like 7 times that day, which was terrible. It was soft and watery, but it was terrible because it was just passing through my incision. And oh my God, it just felt like death. So that was extremely annoying. I still was wearing my belly binder, my little faja for my stomach because of the umbilical hernia. Every time I would poop, I would jump in the bathtub. I have like a over the ground bathtub, like a really deep one, and it comes with like a little shower head. So I was in there, and I was just putting the shower head like almost by my butt just to let it run down. And then I would just cry, and then I would take the hydrocodone still. And I said, you know what? That was in the morning. I took my last hydrocodone, I think Thursday morning. It was 1 pill, and I said, I'm done taking this. Like, this is what's constipating me. And I took that last one in the morning, probably right before I pooped. And then I started taking Tylenol, which it still did help me. I look like crap. I have like a lazy eye, my bags. Oh. Anyway, so Thursday was just watery. Friday, I took a Linzess in the morning, which I probably shouldn't have took because that made me have watery poops again all day. So I took like probably 6 watery poops yesterday, which really bothered my incisions. I still sticked with the stool softener though. This is probably the cleaned out my stomach has ever been in my life because I've always like, pooped a lot, but after my kids, it's just like there was nothing happening there. It was just like pooping every 3 days. And but yesterday I was very sore from my butt, very, very sore. I finally am able to lay on my side from the hernia. I probably shouldn't have got these procedures at the same time, but they said just get it over with. Like, you'll heal equally in 4 to 6 weeks together versus doing it 2 separate times and it taking 4 to 6 weeks each time. So of course I did it, but now I'm regretting it. And I wish I would have maybe changed my eating habits. We're a pretty on the go family, so we eat out a ton. And we don't eat, vegetables. We eat hamburgers and pizza and, Chinese food and tacos and Kona Grill and just, everything that you could think of. Any restaurant, we just always, or, Whataburger constantly. And I wish I would have done that to maybe see consistently if my hemorrhoids would have gone away with better eating habits. I don't know. So I am on Tuesday, day 5 of my hemorrhoidectomy and umbilical hernia. My umbilical hernia doesn't bother me whatsoever. I feel totally fine for my stomach. I still can't cough because it feels really tight. But other than that, when I'm walking, talking, I just feel good. My butt, it does hurt after I poop every time. It does hurt, and I still get in the bath every time. I would recommend sitz baths. I would recommend getting off of the pain medicine that they prescribed you, whether it's hydrocodone or Percocet, whatever they prescribe you, just get off of it as soon as you can. It's going to just make your constipation and bowel movements so much worse. This morning, I didn't take a Linzess. I took a stool softener. I've been only eating soft foods, yogurts, soups. That's it. Some Jello. I take the Tylenol in the morning. My stool softener. I ate a yogurt and a chamomile tea. I did have a bowel movement, 2 bowel movements already today, and they were not watery. They were, like a soft serve, which I hope that makes me happy. I hope I poop like that the rest of my life versus being constipated and pooping out little pebbles. And it did burn though, the incision. It's almost like the poop touches the incision and the poop like burns it. It's like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's a terrible feeling. I immediately have to like cry and then jump in the bath and cry and cry and cry, and then like 3 minutes of having the water on my butt, it's over. It passes. I stand up. I feel totally fine again. So I feel so much happier. I could move a lot better. I could get out of bed easier. I walked around with my kids. I've been walking like crazy, For the umbilical hernia repair, they fill you with gas in your stomach to, make your stomach big, and then they go in there and do everything. So with that, I had to walk a lot, and I think that's what did help me too. I've been walking like crazy since Monday night. I even walked outside in my backyard. It's just hard with my kids since they're still so small, 1.5 and 4. They want to be carried constantly, and my daughter has been having, literally since Monday when she got home from school and she noticed that I was out of service, she has been having the worst tantrums that I've ever seen in my entire life. Anyway, so if I was somebody that had hemorrhoids, I would try to do every natural approach for like 6 months. Eat right, drink enough water, do fiber, do essential oil spray with coconut oil. Try everything before getting the surgery because it sucks so bad. You almost feel like you're gonna die a couple times. And oh god, I have to sneeze. It's gonna hurt my stomach. Okay, and so, and then I would recommend not getting 2 surgeries at the same time, but I just rather, I'm a mom, so I'd rather just get both recovery times over with than having to be out of service 2 times. I had my kids natural, both my kids without medication, and I would have to say that this is worse because it's never ending. However long you're in labor, 8 hours, 2 hours, it ends, it ends. And this is like never ending. Every time you poop, it's like pain. And I get that. I had hemorrhoids. I know it hurts still, but it's almost like, was it really worth it? I'm only on day 5, so I'm not really sure yet. Right now I'm thinking it's not worth it. I didn't feel that bad with my hemorrhoids. I would use suppositories at night, and I always drink a lot of water. It would still hurt, but this is pretty terrible. It's pretty terrible. Um, so sitz baths if you do come with the surgery, and I will do an update hopefully maybe in a week when if it gets better. I haven't had any problems like a lot of bleeding. I'm not bleeding that much. I got mine done with a laser, so I don't think they do stitches or anything. They just like laser it. That's it. But one was in, one was out, and I'm hoping that I don't regret either of these surgeries. A lot of people are saying, oh, you shouldn't have got mesh in your stomach with the umbilical hernia, like you're gonna die. And I'm like, well, this mesh is supposed to dissolve like within a year or something, or a little over a year, so I'm hoping I don't die, because these doctors are supposed to know, right? They're supposed to help you and make it better. So I'm really sorry if you're going through this. I feel your pain to the max, and if you're a parent going through this, it sucks even more because you feel useless. I feel extremely useless. I'm seeing my mom and my husband run after my kids, and my kids are wild, and I'm just hoping after this pain, I will be back to normal. I will not have surgery ever again in my life. My hemorrhoids will be gone forever. I will poop like a normal person. My stomach, my intestine won't fall out ever again. I'm just hoping it's over with. I hope this video helped anybody. It was more like just my story because it just sucks. And I watch other people's stories and it makes me feel better knowing that I'm not the only person going through this. But watch a lot of TV, catch up. Thanks, guys. Take care.